Hello traders, welcome to today's video. I hope you're having a great week so far. I am now back in the UK. I have returned from my month away in Dubai. I had the most amazing time. I really do want to go back there very soon, and I will be going back there very soon. However, yeah, back in the UK, getting back into a bit more of a normal routine over here that you guys may be used to from watching this channel. And yeah, ready just to continue trading this profitably like we've been doing for well, since forever, really. It's been really nice trading conditions, and we're continuing to trade this really well. So I thought I'd do a little video for you today just to explain some of the my thoughts about the market at the moment, where I can see things going in the near future, and also just to explain some of the moves I've had since I last did an update, because I know it's been a few days. I had to wrap everything up over in Dubai, and then I had to travel back here, and then I had to settle in, and blah blah blah, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get into the price action. So last time I think I was talking to you guys would have been when price was down here, and we were seeing some nice absorption. Okay, we had that move down which came into that 2021 low, and also the golden pocket of this, basically this range. So confluence there, value area low of the range. We were looking for those shorts to take us down into this region to take some of this liquidity down here, and when we were down here we had some just nice absorption, trapping some short positions. Quite a nice reduction in open interest as well, with lots of people just getting scared out of the market, a lot of fear in the market. And that really gave us a good kind of bias to be looking for a rotation back up to the highs. Now, we weren't really expecting such a powerful move up like we had, but I guess because we went through such a long period of consolidation that went on towards the end of last week and over the weekend, this just gave us a really good strong move up towards the highs of the range. And now we find ourselves around this weekly level as just a general level that's holding us at the moment. So that 32k, nice even number. It also corresponds with basically the last little bit of resistance that we had before we got that final drop, when we had this small range back here. And yeah, just holding a really nice range, and a very, very tradable range once again here up at these highs. So really good move up out of that. I was in a long position. I did close most of it when we came up to this value area high region and we took out these highs. Now that was because I had to get on the plane and I had to travel back. I didn't really want to be overexposed into a long position when we were up at range highs. Close most of that, and then from this little region here I've just been doing the kind of day trades and stuff. So that's the overall market, like what we've seen recently. And I just want to go kind of focus in a little bit more now on the range that we're currently in, because this has presented us with some really, really strong setups and some very simple trades to take. So we had the London London trading room yesterday, where we had price, where were we? We were around here yesterday, and we were looking at price. Okay, we were down at this value area low. We were looking for price to come up towards the highs into the golden pocket region to take out these highs here, because at the moment, at the current kind of level, that was our major local high. Because we had a big wick obviously up at these highs here. I'm just going to actually remove this and just show you this in a second. So we had that move up to take out basically what we had is a little local range, and we were looking for shorts within this region. We never quite got into that point where my short positions were, so I didn't quite get into that SFP off of this high that we had here, but that was a nice little trade that could have been taken, and one that we were talking about in the trading room. And then the main one that we were really looking for was for that to then give us a drop down into this daily level. It was also previous day value area high, and it was also this little 30-minute order block that we have here on the chart. So you had nice confluence there. That was a really, really good point in which to take long positions, a long position that I was able to get into. And then what did that do? It gave us a very strong bounce that took us all the way back up to take out these highs. Now, if I go over onto, let's have a look on Twitter for a moment. And what was it that we were looking at yesterday was Here we go. New York Open delivering the goods. This is what we were looking for this little bit of a move down in the New York session to get into that long position. Then after that, looking for shorts if highs are taken, and this was as we were coming up into this SFP, and then of course the highs were taken, and I got into this short position at $32,350. So yeah, a couple of really good profitable trades there from yesterday, and that continued on really throughout the night with some very technical trades that were that even if you missed these bigger ones, there were some nice technical trades to be taken beyond that. So I'm still holding this short position as well, by the way, because this started to be a bit later in the evening. There was a nice region in which to take profit, but still holding this short. And I think ultimately I am looking for slightly lower prices, and I'll go into my targets on that in just a moment. But then the support that we found here, okay, was local golden pocket. Okay, so we also had this local golden pocket here that's from your low to your high. We came into that region, another 30-minute OB. So you saw how this had previously given a nice bounce here. We had another markup in price, a nice 30-minute OB down basically midway through this move, a little breaker level. Got some absorption down there, trapped some nice short positions within that point who were basically way too late to the short. And then that got to move back up to the value area high of the whole range. So I can just actually draw that back onto the chart. And there is our range. There is your value area high. There is the rejection. What happens? You reject off of the value area high. You rotate back down to the value area low. You start to put in a little bit of absorption here. You're coming back into your reference level from before, with almost this either acting as a spring before continuation up higher, or this acting as a bit of an up thrust before continuation lower. We have a very symmetrical looking range at the moment that could break both ways, but you're looking again for long positions into your POC, once again rejected, and that does at the moment give a slightly higher probability of a move to the downside. However, it is holding quite well here. We have seen previously how we've had these multiple touches to the value area low before we were able to get a breakup, and that is something that I am open to, which is why I have taken profit on this short position. However, I'm not really looking for any major longs at this stage because we are below the POC of the range, and we are below VWAP, so we'll have to see how this goes. However, just looking at this right now, it does look like we've just hit another little, where have we come into? There it is. Okay, you've got that other little golden pocket area there, and we are in this little mini uptrend. You could almost make this into a bit of a channel that we're currently seeing on price right here. So, I mean, make it fit however you want it to. We're looking at this slightly little local uptrend. And if we can get to a point where we start to hold above VWAP and above POC, then I do think we could get a rotation back up to the highs of the range once again. So yeah, it's a very nice range to be trading. So what else? If we're looking at resistance, okay, so the major resistance for myself is 32k. So if you are looking, I mean, you can draw fibs, and we've got a little bit of confluence around that weekly level. But if we're really looking for our high to our low there, we come back up to this range value area high area. Maybe we could take some liquidity above these highs, and that 32k becomes very significant resistance on the chart. So if we are to get any continuation higher, and we do have some higher targets up there, but they're basically up towards 34, so that's quite a long way, then we would need to see price coming back up here, holding for a while, and then getting some continuation. So I don't really think that is the most likely situation at the moment. I am looking for downside, which is why I am holding more of a short position than looking for longs again at this stage. I feel as if this is more of a distribution, not necessarily that will take us all the way back down, but at least to give us a bit more of a retrace than what we have already seen so far. Again, a lot of that will depend on the New York session, the way that the stock market opens, but it's a similar kind of situation over there where we're looking, maybe the probability slightly favors more to the downside. However, is all very neutral on the charts at the moment. So rambling on. As long as we are below this POC and this VWAP, then I would be looking for a little bit lower. And that would probably be corresponding with the New York Open in a couple of hours. if we do get that move down, the main area of interest that I am looking at myself is, again, another 30-minute order block that we have down here. We also have that VWAP close that we had from at the start of the week. So where the basically, yeah, that naked VWAP close that we have lower down here at this 30,780 region, the order block at that 30,600 region, and also the POC that's down here again at 30,600. If I do this and stop it extending, then we do have that POC that's down there at 30,600. Okay, so that is the very significant support that I am looking at. If we are to roll over from this point, I would be looking for long positions there, possibly back into the daily, but ultimately at that point this starts to look more like a distribution and you would potentially be heading lower. Now, I'm not saying we're going to rotate all the way back down to the lows of the range. However, weekly open down here seems like a pretty good target because there's a lot of single prints, a lot of inefficiencies to fill on the chart. And if we are looking at this as a major deviation of the range, a big distribution at the highs, very similar to what we had last summer, and I'll show you a quick example of that, then this range could continue on, and I would be looking down here once again just to take out these lows that we put in last week to come down to around that 27,600, 27,700 region, the 2021 low. You've got golden pocket as confluence around there again, and then just to continue this range onwards. So if we are going to go a little bit more bearish than this, and you've got to say targets to the upside are quite a long way up. So we're probably quite likely to get some continuation whichever way this breaks. So either we're going to see this point of control reclaimed, we're going to settle above that value area high, and we're going to be looking at continuation up towards 34k, or if this is a bigger deviation or distribution at the highs, then I do think we're likely to see that move down. We'll get bounces along the way at this 30,600 level. Weekly open, of course, filling the inefficiencies, but ultimately we can see a nice grind into here that this continues this range on for another week or so, which starts to look, I guess, a lot more like we saw in the summer of 2021, where we had something very similar happen. Okay, we had this range that was put in, you come up here, you take out the highs, you hold above the highs for a while, and then eventually it rolls all the way back down towards the lows and puts in this longer kind of accumulation range a little bit lower down. Now, I think that would be healthy for the market. I don't think that that's anything too bearish if we do rotate back down to these lows. Like, if we are going to be looking at much higher targets, then we're going to need to spend a lot more time within this region than we've already done. So there's a potential that that could happen. There's naked points of control down there. There's other things that we can look at to trade down there. However, you've got to be open to all scenarios. That's just one of many things that could happen on the chart. And as always, recently, I'm just trading this level to level. So if we come to 30,600, I'll look for longs. If we come to the weekly open, I'll look for longs. As long as we're in this region, I'm looking for shorts. If we come down to 27,750, I'll be looking for longs. And that's just really the way that I'm playing it. Very, very straightforward, very relaxed to trade, and yeah, very profitable at the moment. So that's kind of everything on Bitcoin. Hopefully you have followed. I'm, maybe not making the most sense this morning. I need to get back into the flow of these morning videos, but that's my idea. That's my main idea. If we come up and take these highs again, I think I'd still be looking for short positions. We do have a major high from this 32,650 area, so we could come and take liquidity above these highs, get another SFP, and then continuation lower. Many things that could happen. Again, I would be looking for shorts up at these highs, and I'm looking for longs down here, so it's same kind of thing. SPX. Okay, so let's just quickly touch upon this. I did say that maybe this was favoring a slight move to the downside. However, what we are seeing is, of course, we had that move down that perfectly hit the macro 382 and the monthly level. So this was a monthly order block that we've got down here, and the 382. We had that really, really good bounce from that. And basically at the moment, again, nice little fixed range. You had a rejection off of the weekly level. That's to be expected. That's quite a major level on the chart as well, but it is holding this value area low of the range. So if it can continue to hold here, if we can absorb within this region, we could be looking for a nice move up during the New York session that could take us back into this POC. Now that would take out these highs that we have, local highs again, looking for another potential swing failure pattern off of those highs. We could be looking for shorts up there, take it back down into the weekly, but ultimately if we're within this range, you have to say that you've got targets up towards the value area high here. So overall, I started this morning with a slightly bearish bias. The more that I'm looking at the charts, the more open I am to this getting a decent move up during New York. And we will be doing the New York trading room, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens today. And just by doing a little bit of analysis on this, we've got a little bit of a meme trend line going on here. So if we can break through this, start to go sideways for a couple more hours, that could set up for a nice move back up to kind of test these highs. And you're looking at the same thing as what you do on Bitcoin anyway. And we've already had that rejection off of the golden pocket. And actually, where is it finding support? Once again, there you go. It's coming into your 618, the golden pocket region here. So it's getting squeezed into an area. I'm, maybe looking for something a little bit sideways. And we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Either way, so you have basically very, again, kind of neutral and very much following what Bitcoin's been doing. So you can see how it got the support here at this little bit of a block as it was going through. You've got support at the value area low of this entire range, and overall potential for a bigger pullback that could take us, like with Bitcoin, back in to fill some of these inefficiencies on the chart. You can see we've got some like 4-hour OBs. You got some big gaps here that will need addressing at some point, but it's a nice strong local uptrend and you would have to be looking at that as such. So yeah, that is everything that I need to say on the S&P 500 as well. Is there anything else? I've got the standard stuff. Crypto fear and greed still low. Open interest is relatively stable. It's dropped off a little bit since we got that move down yesterday. So again, over leverage just being shaken out periodically, which is kind of nice. Funding rates relatively neutral, so not too much on the kind of on-chain, whatever you would call it, stuff to be talking about. Saw some stuff on miner inflows into exchanges, which is kind of high, so that could be something to be aware of if you like those on-chain analysis. That often people, when you've got lots of inflows into exchanges, people often get afraid of there being a dump, but we'll see. And the only other thing I wanted to mention was, again, this was just nice confluence for getting into the short position yesterday. We had that 1, 2, 3 triple kind of bearish divergence on the RSI here between this high, and this high, which has led to a pretty decent move down. But what happens? You're making a higher low here with a lower low on the RSI. That gives you some hidden bullish divergence, which could give us a move back up towards the highs. And at that point, you probably look at this as that's your move down. Then you get a move back up. The RSI comes up here, invalidates that divergence, and you start a fresh little cycle of price action stuff again. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up now. Thank you very much for watching. Again, New York session will be this afternoon. So if you are not already in the crew and you are interested in joining our trading room later on today, then please do go visit tauruscrypto.com, where you can find tons more information about our trading community. You can also check out the crew here if you click on the button up at the top, and then you can sign up that way. So we do trading rooms for London Open, which we did yesterday. We've got New York Open today. We've got Asia Open on Thursday. We've got thousands of hours of educational content, a ton of other stuff, and you can also look at some nice little testimonials that are down here at the bottom. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video, and yeah, have a great day. Cheers. Bye.